football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official post-fight review for Jai Opetaia versus Jordan Thompson, and your result of the fight is a demolition job, a fourth round stoppage for Jai Opetaia. And I gotta say this, guys, I am not exaggerating when I'm saying this. I am not being a prisoner of the moment. This might be the most one-sided world title fight I've seen all year. I'm talking about whatever you guys saw in the Crawford-Spence fight, whatever you guys saw in the Inoue-Fulton fight, this was more one-sided than that. It ended sooner than both those fights, and he was just as dominant throughout the rounds as both those fights. So let's talk about it. Jai Opetaia is a very interesting fighter in boxing because here we have a guy, Opetaia, who last year he beat Marius Briedis for the Cruiserweight title, the Ring Magazine title, became the man of the division. Classic fight, had his jaw broken, had to get surgery on his jaw. Didn't really get to build off that momentum last year because that happened to him, and then he had promotional issues. Now he's with Eddie Hearn. They threw him in there with Jordan Thompson. Jordan Thompson was a fighter that had made a lot of, had built up some nice hype for himself over the years, being the sparring partner for guys like Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua, and people like that. I actually knew who Jordan Thompson was like 4 years ago because I remember I bought this magazine when I was in the UK, a British magazine, and he was in it, and I was reading about him. So I've known about him for a little bit of time. And he's very raw, very big, very raw for the weight class. But what you saw tonight, I mean, you want to talk about promoters, matchmakers, managers not looking out for fighters. This should be prime example. I mean, this fight to me was the cruiserweight version of Joey Gamache versus Arturo Gatti. It was that damn one-sided. It was that damn unfair. Opetaia was the smaller man as a southpaw. Thompson tried to, fight off that long, tall, rangy frame and line him up for that right hand. Couldn't really get it going. It got to the point where Opetaia just could not miss with the overhand left. Anytime you wanted to throw the overhand left and land it, he pretty much did. And Jordan Thompson has had the experience and the professionals or the know-how how to deal with that kind of speed and trickery and just everything that Opetaia brings to the table. Opetaia, I thought, did a great job varying his punching attack from punch selection, I should say, from the head to the body and the body to the head. Jordan Thompson was a deer in the headlights, and he just couldn't get anything going. And before you knew it, it was over. So there's not much to dissect. There's not really much to break down because Jai Opetaia beat this man's ass in the word go, had him bleeding before the second round even started. So dominant performance. If you had any questions about the inactivity of Opetaia and how he will look coming out the ring rust, I think he's answered it in an emphatic fashion. And he looks like the best cruiserweight in the world. He's the Ring Magazine champion for a reason. You look at the landscape of the division, the other champions, you got guys right now like Chris Smith, you got, Badu Jack, and then you have, I think, Arsen Goulamirian is the other champion right now. So, really interesting fight for Opetaia. He was supposed to fight, Richard Riakporhe before this fight, and Riakporhe pulled out the fight. I still want to see that fight. I think Opetaia versus Richard Riakporhe is one of the best fights you can make in the cruiserweight division. Riakporhe has some of the same attributes Jordan Thompson has, except he's a lot more experienced and a much higher caliber fighter. So I think that'd be a great fight, seeing how Opetaia can defend against the straight right hand of Richard Riakporhe. Riakporhe's straight right hand is actually, I think, one of the best ones in the sport. So if that fight can get made next, that'd be brilliant. Obviously, Chris Smith, I think, is there, and Chris Smith has done a great job for himself. He's shown himself to be a world-class fighter in this weight class. He's beaten pretty much of the guys at cruiserweight. He's beaten the who's who of guys on the way up, and I think a fight with Opetaia would really push Chris Smith to that next level to show what he could do in the sport. So I think there's definitely good unification fights out there for Opetaia. The hard thing is going to be is can Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing secure the fights? Will they put the money so that the reward can match the risk for the other champions and other contenders? Because this guy, I mean, He can punch. He's quick. He's fast. He's got good boxing IQ. He's got great feet. He's a southpaw on top of that. He's a stylistic nightmare for just about anybody in the world at cruiserweight. And even if you do beat him, you're going to have to go through some real hell to do it. So unless the incentive supersedes the damage and the pain that's going to be inflicted on the fellow champions and contenders that may challenge Opetaia, it's going to be hard to secure in fights. And I hope that isn't the case. I hope I'm wrong, because I want to see Jai Opetaia. I want to see how good he can be, because honestly, when you look at the grit and determination and the way he was able to beat Marius Briedis to become Ring Magazine champion and IBF champion, then you look at the spectacular performance he put on against Jordan Thompson. I want to see if maybe are we potentially, like, I'm not trying to be a prisoner of the moment, but when we look at Opetaia's skills and what he's shown us over his last 2 fights, could we be looking at a guy that maybe is the next great cruiserweight of all time? Along the lines of guys like Alexander Usyk and Evander Holyfield and Carlos De Leon and O'Neal Bell and David Haye and those kind of guys. Is he in that lineage of fighters? Because I'll tell you this, I think he's got the skills. He showed in the Briedis fight that he has mental makeup. Now it's just about getting those fights and getting them in a timely fashion so we don't waste away this guy's prime. But as for Jordan Thompson, shambolic matchmaking from Matchroom Boxing on their part. This goes to show you guys, you can't con the system. The boxing ring is a chamber of truth. You can fight a bunch of no-hopers. You can knock them out. You can develop a false sense of confidence. But ultimately, when you step up to fight a real one, if you have not gotten the proper preparation in the ring and in the gym, you will not be ready for that world-class, creme de la creme, top-shelf level. And I think tonight, I don't want to down the guy. I got nothing against Jordan Thompson, but I think tonight we have seen the ruination of a young fighter who had a little bit of promise. So unfortunate for him. We'll see how he comes back from this. But Jai Opetaia might be the performance of the year. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. It's damn good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who do you want to see Jai Opetaia fight next? Who do you think is the biggest threat to him in the cruiserweight division? And all that good stuff. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take your eyes. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.